there, my friends. I am not really good at doing reading vlogs in the same style that other people do, where they manage to do an introduction and then, give you updates during the week, like at night or whatever. I definitely have found that, the best time for me to do a reading update is really quick. Once I've gotten in my car on the way to work, generally that 2 minutes I have in the parking lot once I pulled in right before I go into work is my optimal time to record what I read the night before or the couple days before or whatever. So I thought I would try something a little bit different and give you guys my version of a weekly reading vlog in those 1 minute snippet reading updates from the mornings when I pull into work. So we're gonna give this a shot, and what you're gonna see now is just a compilation of all those little reading updates from me over the last week. All right, I hope you like it. Good morning, friends. I have a little weekend reading update. I have about 2 hours left in the audiobook of Tress in the Emerald Sea, so I'm getting really close and I'm excited about that one. And then I read the Christmas novella, A Holiday in Gaslight, yesterday. And it was good. I liked it a lot. I like a historical once in a while, and it was nice that it was a shorter one. I do have to say, one of my least favorite tropes is the miscommunication trope. So I was really excited when this one actually starts almost after that. So Sophie and Ned were betrothed or courting. And she ends up breaking it off with him because he never basically talks to her. So she thinks that they don't suit, that they have nothing in common. And then, her parents kind of guilt her into, well, we don't want to make you marry somebody you don't love, but... And so she decides to let him and his family come to their house party for Christmas anyway, so that they can get to know each other better. And then obviously they fall in love over Christmas. But I felt like this one actually had more depth, and even though it was a novella, and I really liked it. So I'm going to have to check out more by this author at some point, because this was my first anything by that author. But yeah, it was a nice little way to sort of it's starting to really feel like the season. I put my tree up and I read my Christmas novella and watched a little fall Hallmark movie. So it was a nice, cozy Sunday. Good morning, my friends. It is the first day that we've had really chill temperatures. So I'm not messing around this year. I pulled out that winter coat so fast. But anyway, I just wanted to give you guys a reading update. I started Nightshade by Autumn Woods last night. And man, if that had not been a work night, if I had sat down with this book on a weekend, it would have been one sitting book for me. I am less than 60 pages, I think, from the end of the book, but it was just about midnight when I was like, crap, I need to put this book down and actually go to sleep, or I'm going to be miserable at work. So sadly, I did not finish it last night. I'm dying to get home tonight to finish it. That book just sucked me right in. The basic premise is that Ophelia, her parents have passed away. They died in an accident, and she is pretty sure that the family that owns the type of helicopter that they crashed in was responsible for the accident. And so she enrolls in this prestigious university so that she can essentially investigate, because that was where her parents worked, and it's all tied together. In the meantime, she meets that guy's son, and they are immediately drawn to each other, compelled to, spend time together. And things progress. So I guess this is the first one in a duology, and I am so excited for the end of this one and book 2. Hey there, my friends. I just have to report in that I finished Nightshade by Autumn Woods last night, and it was great. I am completely obsessed and so ready for book 2, which apparently doesn't have a release date yet, so I'm a little... I really want to know when it comes out. Oh my god, I need to pre-order it ASAP. Anyway, what I really loved about Nightshade was, it is a dark academia romance. It's not really fantasy at all, which I thought it had fantasy elements, but apparently not. It is more just like dark Romeo and Juliet vibes. Yeah, and it was utterly compelling, and the ending, holy moly. You think things are going to be settled, and I knew there was a book 2, so I knew something was going to have to happen to make the need for a book 2, but that ending, I was like, oh, okay. Okay. So, yeah, more than ready for book 2 whenever it comes out. That's my report. Okay, bye. Good morning, my friends. I just wanted to report in that I finished my audiobook of Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson and absolutely loved it. It is such a delightful grown-up fairy tale. It feels very much like The Princess Bride, and it's told in Hoyd's voice, which is just hilarious. It adds a whole extra element to the story itself. But Tress is smart, she's strong, she's brave, she's loyal. She is exactly the kind of damsel in distress that ends up fending not only for herself but everyone else. And that was so good. Absolutely loved it. So now we're on to The Sunlit Man. So I'll let you guys know how that one is. Hello, my friends. I have a reading update, TBR update, I guess. So I spun my wheel for the next book on my November TBR to pick up, and it landed on It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey, which I will put the cover here. This was my Read It or On Haul It book for the month, because I've had it since it came out and I have not picked it up and read it. And granted, November is a weird time to read like a summer romance, but not only have I picked this one up a couple of times in the past and just immediately put it back down, but I tried 3 times over the last 2 days to pick the book up. I started reading the first page and I just have like zero interest in reading this book. It's funny because like I love the show Schitt's Creek from TV, and Tessa Bailey says like that's where sort of the inspiration for the book came, based on the character Alexis, and like I should want to read it and I just don't. So I really kind of regret buying it in the first place, but oh well, you win some, you lose some. But I have decided I'm just gonna unhaul it. I have so many other books I would rather read. I had the pile of physical books from my November TBR sitting right next to me, and I was like, I would read any one of these first over that one. So it's just time. It's just time to let it go. So that's my update. It's getting unhauled. Good morning, my friends. I started the audiobook of The Sunlit Man by Brandon Sanderson yesterday. That is one of the other books that he wrote during the pandemic, the special Kickstarter that he did, the Yumi book, the Wizard's Guide to something, The Sunlit Man, and Tress of the Emerald Sea. So they're all supposed to be very different, and so far they are. Tress was very like adult fairy tale, and The Sunlit Man, I mean, I'm only a couple chapters in, but so far it is very, very different in tone. I know I'm trying to avoid spoilers, so I don't know who it is, but I know that the main character from this book is actually somebody from Roshar, which is the planet in the Cosmere that is in the Stormlight Archive series. But this book takes place somewhere way in the future, and the main character is going by the name Nomad. So again, I don't know who it is yet, but this world is a weird mix of like sci-fi, modern, like there's guns, but also like that weird fantasy battle. It's got a very interesting tone. So far I'm intrigued, and I'm trying desperately to figure out who the main character is, but I'm just gonna have to wait for more clues. But yeah, interesting. So anyway, thank you for joining me on my reading journey this week. Valentine, we're about to go into the vet, so she's a little anxious. But yes, that was what I read this week, and hopefully you had a great reading week too.